What's up, peeps? Here we are again. It's Sunday, the day that we come to give you some insight. Once again, we will always claim that we're not doctors, but we've had people come at us here in the last couple of days just talking about anxiety in general. For those of you who are out there going through this, Michael and I, we understand. We have sympathy for you. We can only share what we have dealt with our own clients who've done with it, and so we're just going to walk into it slowly. Just give you some pointers. I know Michael is training with a couple of people who did have it, and now they're actually coming along into the gym and kind of doing what they do. So if you want to challenge, just reach out to our people out there, Mike, who's having a little problem getting into the gym because of anxiety. Maybe give them some insight on what you've noticed with your clients.
Yeah, I just want to say, hey, what's up to everybody? What's going on? Had a great week. When we start talking about anxiety, like Rob said, we are not doctors, we are not experts in that area. But I have had some experience. Matter of fact, I had 4 clients. They all ended up working out together, and they had anxieties and fears going to the gym. They said, hey, um, we I just can't go to the gym and work out because one, I'm intimidated by the weights. I'm intimidated by the people in there because they know it seems like, no, I'm a beginner. I don't know anything. And I think it's because they didn't know what to do. So, I have my own workout place at my house. I have my own a room. So we started out there, and I familiarized them with the weights. They started getting comfortable, and it took about a year. And they finally started, this is what happened. Once, I could work them out, they lost weight. They started getting muscle tone, muscle definition, all the stuff that goes with it, diet and everything. Their confidence level kind of raised up. And then I said, hey, why don't you guys go to the gym and do cardio? That was their first thing. They started going to the gym and going and doing cardio 15, 20 minutes, and then they increased it. And then they started doing weights. And the thing was, 2 of them went together. So they had somebody else with them. And then once they started going on a consistent basis, because they would work out with me twice a week, and then they would go to the gym another 2 to 3 days. Once they got that confidence, then they said, hey, you know what? We're doing more than some of the people at the gym are doing now. And they weren't intimidated because at first they said, hey, these guys, they get the weights and we can't get the weights, or we got to try to go into a little corner. And we talked about that before, Rob, how some people just get their weights and go in a little corner and they just do their thing and move. And that's what they were doing. And then they told me, say, hey, Mike, we got confidence now. They don't work out with me anymore. They go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. And like I said, it took about a year to gradually get there because their confidence levels had to grow up and get there. So that's how we kind of attacked it. But there's still some people that have anxieties just being around people or being around crowds. So I think maybe we kind of talked about that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that anxiety falls into that PTSD type issues that a lot of our military veterans, thank you for your service, and all those guys and women go through. And so I'm sure it's a serious adjustment. It's a constant battle in general. We continue to believe that we as people can continue to break ground on our own personal things that we go through. So it's a step-by-step thing. And that's why we shared in the beginning, at least I shared in the beginning, is that we can only tell you from the people we've been around and how they deal with it. And right now we pretty much focus on just the gym itself, not your outside world and how you deal with all that stuff, because that's a more in-depth thing that we refuse to touch on. But I have noticed that some of the people who I've trained, some of the things they talked about while they was there and how they was able to deal with it. And that was this one lady, she shared with me, and she called it the 3-3 rule. And the 3-3 rule is pretty much where I guess you identify 3 objects and you kind of walk around, just identify 3 different things. And then once you've done that, you kind of listen for sounds and you identify 3 different sounds. And then the other one is body movement. Like you kind of make 3 different types of body movements. And I guess if I had to like look at it from what she's saying, it gives them a chance to focus on something instead of their surroundings. So when you're able to like focus on why you're there and what you how to deal with it, then it allows you to adjust and be able to tackle whatever journey you go through when the anxiety hits. That you can kind of sit back and kind of go, okay, these are the three things that help me out. Now I'm sure that they're all different for everyone, but you know, like the lady you spoke on, all of these people are clearly is all about self-care, right? So they're
Right.
taking care of themselves. They, you know, they're talking to, they come with someone they trust. Some of the things we talked about, and that,
Mhm.
you know, so with the healthy side of it, bringing in a group of people that you believe in, and finding those little things that when you get triggered, how to like turn them off, it allows you to really start to focus on your health. And I believe that healthy lifestyle is a creator and a safety zone for us all to be able to like, if you're a part of that, you're going to feel a lot more confidence, you're stronger, you're eating better, your energy is better, so you can fight those demons a little bit when they do attack you from afar. But once again, I'm sharing. Uh, I wish it was more we could tell you that would make things so much easier. But you guys out there who are listening to this and you do have this problem, clearly you know for a fact that this is a journey. And it's nothing that's not going to happen. So Mike and I are always blessed to be able to either have had clients or have clients who are
Mhm.
dealing with the same identities that you are. And we can kind of, you know, continue to share with you, and you maybe it's just hearing it again from someone else, like from us. Then you take those tools and go utilize them, and hopefully it works out for
Right, and I think, and part of her question, that person's question was also, what could they do at home? And I think sometimes, I don't want to be specific on. Sometimes people say that they're, because they don't feel. When I look in the mirror, some people look in the mirror, it's like, I don't feel like I belong in a certain place or whatever.
you.
And they
Sure.
have those fears, and that creates their anxieties about going somewhere.
Right.
So, if just a few things, Rob, I would think that if you don't have any weights at home, or if you're not really ready to go to the gym and you're having those anxieties and about being around people because you feel you don't fit in, that might be something that that triggers you. Um, just you do your body weight exercises. If you look at my page, I do a lot of leg stuff without any weights. Your
Yeah.
squats, your lunges. You can get bands. There's band work you can do. There's all type of different things. But the thing I would recommend, once you get to a certain part of your life, you're gonna have to use weights. So if you don't want to go to the gym, I would advise you to purchase some weights, purchase you a bench, and work out at home with that. I
Yeah.
mean, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong if
Not
you
at
just
all.
if you just can't go to the gym. Invest in some equipment. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be. It's a lot of different ways to purchase equipment. It doesn't have to be top of line, but get you some type of weight so you can have some type of resistance training.
That's
Because the
right.
older you get, I'm telling you, the older you get, you're going to need that resistance training with the weights,
That's right.
dumbbells or barbells.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Anything you want
agree.
to add on that?
Yeah. I would say if you can create your environment, meaning that at home, set up your gym stuff as though as you was at the gym. Get some mirrors, get some things that'll make you actually look at the man or the woman in the mirror so that you can actually see what's going on. Because the more, again, I'm trying to stay from that crossing the boundaries of talking about anxiety because I don't have it, but I do understand it just from knowledge in general. But if you can get to the point you can stare at the man and the woman in the mirror, I think those are times that you can kind of go, okay, now I see what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. I feel really good about it. My body is changing. And then you just take that next step. And because I tell you, 9 out of 10 people in the gym, it's so focused on themselves that they're not even
Right,
caring who
right,
you are, what you're thinking,
right,
what's going on.
right.
And I can understand how the anxiety makes you feel like people are staring at you. But I can tell you, man, those people really not staring at you at all because they're all so vain and into themselves of trying to make change. And the ones who are not trying to make change, they're staring at their phone most of the time anyway. So you can break that boundary so you don't have to spend that extra money and get the equipment in your house, and just go into the gym and like bite that bullet for about a week until you realize, wow, I fit in here because no one's looking at me. And you create your own environment. Yeah.
Or look, and there are some gyms that cater to people with anxieties. They try to not have the meathead, musclehead type people in there.
Yeah.
So maybe Google some of that and go to those gyms or try to approach them, because it's people there that's going to help you, because they don't want a certain type of clientele there. They want beginners. They want people that that's not in there grunting, throwing weights down and doing all that stuff. It's a different type of environment. So that might be something you might want to look at also. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out.
And that's where you go back into the private gyms. I work at a private gym, Fit Life Studios here in Sugar Land. But when you go into a private gym, you're one-on-one with your trainer. And the other trainers that are there, they got about 3 or 4 other people there. So it's not a large group. So investing in something private for yourself, and also to protect you from dealing with the anxiety, it's okay to pay just a tad more, because you go to the gym, they're going to charge you $10 a month, but no one's going to be giving you any instructions. They're not going to assist you to get better. So then you get mentally defeated, and then you really think people are looking at you because you're not making changes. So all that re-triggers that anxiety factor. But look into a private gym and try to get someone who can, it's not going to try to empty your pocketbook, but at least give you a chance to have some one-on-one time so you can kind of get used to it.
And one more thing to that, I've seen lately, they have some mobile trainers now that will come to your house, and they have all the equipment in the vans now. So you might want to Google that. You might have one of those in your area. We're just throwing out suggestions. I'm not saying it's the right way, wrong way to do it, but maybe have somebody come to you. They have the equipment, and you don't have to go to the gym. It's you and your trainer. So
that's right.
Those are some suggestions for that. And like I said, if you have any more questions about more exercises or anything, you can always DM us, and we'll try to help you with that.
Absolutely. So you were sharing me earlier, Mike, during our pre-talk about people talking about progressive overloads, how much rest days they should have, and type of training episodes that people deal with. You want to bring that to light and share with the audience?
Yeah, it was a young lady by the name of Megan. She DM'd me right before the show, and she came up and she said, I have these questions. She said, what's the correct way to do progressive overload? Correct. How do you do it correctly? And, progressive overload is, people call it different names and everything, but that's the new name for it. And, I guess we're back in our day, it was pyramid, kind of like pyramid type training. But for me, it's usually, and if you Google it or whatever, it's usually 4 main principles for progressive overload. It's about keeping good form, choose your weight that you can lift, and each week you want to get better. So for example, if I'm doing legs, say I'm doing a leg press, and my first week I do, say, 4 plates on each side, 4 45s on each side, and I start out with 4 sets or 3 sets, and I do 10 to 12. I do 12 reps. That's what I'm doing. I'm barely getting those 12. I'm not resting a lot. I'm forcing the issue because I want my muscles to grow. The next week, I'm going to increase my reps and increase my weight. So now, my sets. So I may do 5 sets the next week, and instead of doing 4 plates, I'm doing 5 plates. So when you start talking about progressive overload, you're adding more weight. You're adding more reps because you want your body to adapt to change, so your body will change. I do it in a different way sometimes. I like to, and people always say, hey, why do you do it like that? I increase my weight, and I increase my reps, and I increase my sets as I go. And people say, well, why do you do it like that? I say, well, if you look at it scientifically, which I'm not a scientist, think about it. If you're doing heavier weight more reps instead of the reps that everybody else is doing. And you're doing look what your body will do. And when I competed, that's what I did. And my body changed in ways that a lot of people's bodies didn't. So when I started training some bodybuilders and we did it like that, they were like amazed at how their body changed because I never thought of it like that. I've always just added weight and decreased my reps. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's the right way, but for me, and when I train a certain person or train a certain body type, it really drastically changes the body. What do you think about?
Well, progressively overload. So this is how I feel about that. I think that number one, it depends on how often you're training your legs. If we're just talking legs, how often you're training your legs. So if you're hitting your legs twice a week, we'll say twice a week, the increase in strength is not going to occur right away anyways, right? So when you go to the second week, as you mentioned, then the second week, now you're trying to figure, okay, now I want to either add more volume or I want to add more weight and increase the sets, right? So I think that there's a pro and con on both sides of it. And so here's my pro. My pro is this. It gives you a chance to gradually increase weight without doing it in one training day. Because if you choose 185, you do 4 sets, you want to try to do just 4 sets of that 185. There's no increase in weight or anything like that.
Right.
On the con side of it is that when you're training with a steady weight, the goal is that you don't want to be able to complete each set. Because if you do, then you kind of wasted a set in a sense, right? So I believe that if you're training with the progressive load thing, that it's a pure volume thing. Because you, like you said, sometimes you increase your less rest period and you add more weight. So if you got more reps going, most of us don't lift heavy enough to reach enough fibers to say we're going to grow. But if you got high volume, you're able to fatigue the muscle a lot more, which causes your muscles to kind of tear more, and you go and eat, you do all the right things, and now you're going to end up growing a little bit and you get a little bit stronger. One thing I do want to add to everyone out there who's listening to this is that don't expect miracle growth over 3, 4, 5 months. All of a sudden, you're going to be this big person. It doesn't work that way. It's this whole lifestyle that Michael and I talk about, especially when we talk about the working outside of it. It is consistency, and patience. Because I'm sorry, I've been doing this for a long time, and each time I say, oh, I wish I can get a little bit bigger. Oh, I wish I can get a little bit bigger. And there's always certain little small changes, not like this drastic change. And so I don't know a bodybuilder in the world who says they don't want to get bigger. If not, they're not a bodybuilder.
And the thing, and like you said, I don't want to cut you off. It takes time. We preach this almost on every show, on every episode. If you want to have patience, you're not gonna make this part of your lifestyle. I can tell you that right now. If you're trying to get a quick fix, man, I just want to look like this and that's it. It don't work that way.
Not at all. Not at all.
And like we said, we're in our 60s, and it took years. And Rob, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay, so it took you even longer than the average height guy. I'm almost a little over 6 feet too.
Yeah.
So the taller you are and the height wise, it takes even more time to even lean out and get the muscle and see what you want to see. Man, I would be in the gym, man, months, years and years. And if now I have the density and the thickness and everything where
muscle maturity.
Muscle maturity, and people don't realize that. They think, hey, you know what, man? I'm like, it's not going, like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some people. It's going to take years. You're going to see.
It's time.
If you haven't done anything and you start out, you're going to see some stuff right away. But as far as continuing putting muscle on and getting big, that takes
time. Yeah, and and what I try to preach to everyone is that besides the consistency to training, you can't get caught up in numbers. You can't go, oh, I'm feeling weak because I'm only doing 25-pound dumbbell for curls. Well, your muscle is working just as someone standing beside you who can do 50-pound dumbbell curls. If that's your strength level, you're getting the same type of results. And that's why they say people who first start out get the fastest results more than anyone else, because their body is doing something different. Once your body get used to it, now you kind of plateau out. But then there's other training things that you would go about doing to make yourself continue to kind of break more muscle tissue to grow. Just remember, it all happens at home, people. You break it down at the gym, and the growing happens at home. So if you're not eating properly, you're not drinking water, you're not resting, you can forget about all the effort you're doing in the gym. And if you're doing a bunch of cardio all every day doing that stuff, you're just burning calories to eat calories, then nothing's going to happen to your body either. So you really have to sit down with self and say, okay, I know that there's tons of programs out there. I know that there's tons of things that people say, this make you grow, this make you grow, and that don't make you grow. Well, at some point you got to like put the test on yourself. You become your own Google, not somebody else being your Google, and you're going to follow their program and it don't work. But this is what I will tell you is that when you don't understand how to actually do the movements and you have nothing to really kind of assist you with that, that's also a problem, because now you're going into the gym and you're not even lifting properly. So you're definitely not going to make any changes. So I like the progressive growth period. I'm a pyramid guy. I like, if I'm doing 135 and my next one is 145, then I'm going to go to 175, and then hopefully I can do 183 times. Now I know as I progressive weekly that if I start getting to 185, now I'm doing 6 reps instead of 2. Now I know I'm getting better.
Right.
So
exactly.
just just
So
try not to waste sets.
Yes.
And what I mean by wasting sets is like, if you went in last week and you did 135 10 times, don't go back and do 135 again. Go up a little bit and do something different, and then you find yourself changing.
Now she also asked about how often should she rest?
Yeah. So rest periods, man, it's what we said. That's the rest periods is where your body will tell you when it's time to rest. Number one, if you're hurting and you know that your recovery time is not happening the way it should, then rest. That's your body telling you to rest. Now, don't take soreness and meaning it's rest time and put them in the same package,
Right.
because that's not how it works. You know, your rest times is because your body's fatigued, not because it's sore. A little
Right.
soreness is good. Soreness all the time is bad. Soreness all the time is telling me as your trainer that you are not eating enough protein or resting properly or drinking water. You're not doing all those things. So when people say, oh, I didn't get sore this time, I didn't get sore this time. Well, great. I mean, you did something properly. You've been eating properly. You've been doing all the right
It
things.
shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
It should be like your first week should be your worst week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you'll hit some here and there, but it's not going to be like that first week again. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So when you talk
Yeah,
about,
man. So to answer your question, Mike, brother, I think that it varies. I believe in having at least one rest day. Some people have what they call split days, where you go 3 on, 2 off, 4 on, 1 off, all those different things. But please understand out there, people who are listening in TV land out there, the bottom line is this. You rest at the times that your body's telling you to rest. Yes, you need a scheduled time. It doesn't have to be a specific time. It could be every other day. It could be 3 days on, 1 day off, or you can go 5 days and rest off 1. Whatever it may be, just give your body that chance to heal a little bit.
And to add, and I totally agree with that. And for me, some of the things I do when I add on just some little additions to that. For me, when they say rest, and I've told you this before, I usually I'll do something every day. I work out with the weights at least 5 times a week, if not 6. And then I'll still want my body to be moving like on Sunday. So I'll do some cardio or whatever. But because my body says you're tired, or I can feel my immune system breaking down or whatever, then I'll take time off. I'll get that rest. And like you said, it's not because I'm sore. It's because my body's so fatigued, that I know I need to rest. And, I ref, we talked about, I ref a basketball on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do like 4 games. So I get anywhere between 15 to 20 some thousand steps and that's with my workout in. So the next morning, depending on how I feel, I may
Yeah.
sleep in, I may
Sure.
not hit the weights, I might just do cardio, or I may just take the day totally off because
Right.
my body is so broken down that I need it to heal and repair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing
Absolutely.
is, too, I still go back the next day. And that's the one thing we talked about too. When we talk about consistency, just because you get a rest day doesn't mean it turns into 2 rest days, 3 rest
Yeah.
days, a rest week, unless you're sick or ill or whatever. But
That's right.
you have to, if it's to make it your lifestyle, you have to figure out a way. You got to go back. You can't. Some people
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a rest day and you don't see them for the rest of the year.
That's right. Yeah. That's, but that's where dedication come into place. I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you people out there. I don't give a shit about motivation.
Yes.
You got to be consistent and dedicated to go do what you do. Yeah, I don't need to be motivated to get up to go to the gym. I don't. It's just part of the lifestyle. So I will share with you. Motivation is something from within to say, okay, come on, one more set. You got this. But not like, oh, come on, Robert, get up. You can go to the gym. You're ready. I don't need that shit. So
I know, hey,
yeah.
because motivation will come and go. You'll be days when you're like, hey, but when you reach 60-some years old,
yeah.
hey, it's about consistency, making it part of your routine. Because believe me, when I wake up in the morning, it ain't like I'm like, dang, I gotta go. I want to go work out. It's like, hey, I better just get my ass up and go work out because I know what I need to do for my health. So it's no rah-rah, all that other stuff like that. At that point, it's past us. But some people say, I need motivation. I say, no, here's your motivation. Get your ass up and let's go. We're gonna work out every day and make sure you here on a consistent basis. Because once you start that, you were consistently eating. So let's make it a consistent thing about working out and getting your body right and getting healthy. Those are the things I look at. I mean, everybody's like, I need some motivation. I need a motivational speaker to help me. No.
The motivation is get your ass up, stand in front of the mirror and go, can I stay in bed today or do I need to get my ass in the gym? That's my motivation.
I'm up
I
every
look at
day
myself
then.
and go, what the hell? Yeah. Let that be your motivation. That's that person you look at when you're brushing your teeth in the morning. Like, we need to go do something about this because this ain't where I want to be. And then you stay motivated, Then when you're physically fit, believe it or not, the motivation gets even higher when you look at the person in the mirror because now you're kind of going,
I'm gonna keep doing.
Oh shit, I'm gonna keep going.
Like
Yeah. So
I want to even look better.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
We're vain people. When we look in the mirror, we're vain. And once you start looking a certain way, you're never satisfied. You always want to look better. You try. I know. Rob, I look in the mirror. I'm like, I gotta go work out a little harder right now.
Yeah, you eat the wrong thing, and you ate the wrong thing. I gotta get up and go get this shit out of me. You know what I mean? So people. So you guys out there, man, keep sending in the questions. I hadn't got many, but Michael has been receiving them from his side of the world, and it'll be really, really cool if you guys continue to do this. But those of you out there listening right now, man, we keep telling you guys this: if you subscribe and you jump on and give comments, because your things that you want to ask us while we're live will give the people who are listening, you may answer some of the questions they have. And now you're now part of this whole podcast. So that's how we kind of do these things. But other than that, Michael, I don't have much more to say for today. It's just that we can backtrack a little bit and just say people out the anxiety, we send you lots of love. Find that way to battle and get through it. I know it's a tough cause. Like I said, we're here to support you in any way we can. Hopefully what we said tonight was good. And as far as the training aspect of things, just understand that there's so many programs out there, so many different things you do. There's no wrong and right. There's no wrong time to train or right time to train. You go when your day allows you to train and you get it done. And then you pretty much have gave yourself that self-care so that you can, get up and go, man, I feel good about myself. I started to do something that's making me healthy, not something that's breaking me down and I can't enjoy. So, just just where we are right now in this world, man.
Exactly. And the thing is, we want, the reason why we're here is we want, people as you mature, as you get older, even from 2015, from 15 years old, 90 to
Yeah.
100. We want you to
Yeah.
get better, but you have to do things to be preventative, and that's working out, taking care of your body, man, staying fit, staying
Yeah.
healthy. Even like I say, even if it's just walking, starting out walking or whatever, you need to start doing something. Don't put it off. Tomorrow's Monday. Say, you know what? I'm getting up, I'm walking, or after work, I'm doing this. And then you're gonna start looking at your meals and you'll start making some changes. But don't wait until next month. Don't wait until next year. Don't wait until, because it may be too late. I'm losing
That's
too
right.
many people around me, man. Believe that, man, because they didn't want to take care of themselves. So
It's tough, man. It's tough, brother.
we're asking
Yeah,
you,
man.
right? We're telling you, hey, man, we're here. Whatever we can do, the information that we're putting out here, man, that's what it's for. Because we want a healthier you, a better looking you, a more fit you, and that's why we always say it's all about your fitness, your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
It has to be part of your lifestyle, just like you do everything else. But before we leave, Rob, I just want to say, man, today is my dad's heavenly birthday, and I just want to
Happy birthday, Dad.
shout
Absolutely.
out my dad, Matthew Papa Harris, man, and I miss you, man. And it's tough, but we know you're looking down on us, smiling, man, because we're doing some things that's positive, and you're shaking your head and you're smiling at us. And with that being said, Rob, where can they reach you at before we go?
Hey, you guys know well, man. I'm at the legend Robert Johnson. But let me tell you guys something out there. Is that if you go onto my Instagram page right now, there's free stuff there. All you gotta do is hit the link in my bio. You will get a bunch of free stuff that's gonna assist you with some of the stuff we just talked about, along with giving you some free programs, some things that I said that will happen, and now we're doing it. So just go onto the legend Robert Johnson on Instagram. Of course, my website and everything is right there, which is robertjohnsontraining.com. But go get the free stuff that Mike and I have been talking about. It's there now. All you got to do is hit the link and it's going to come to you. No questions asked. And then if you have something that you want on top of that, then just reach out and then we'll keep going. But it's there. So all for you.
And I'm at Big Darkness 59 and House of Darkness Fitness on Instagram. And I am taking new clients, and I'll be taking some on for the spring and for the summer. I'll be doing some 6-week things in the summer. I have limited spots because I don't want to have a whole bunch of people. So if you want that correct training or training for 6 weeks, probably coming up in the late spring, early summer, hit me up. We can talk about it. Start making these programs, getting ready before you get ready. But with that being said, that's all for the night.
There you go. Peace out there in TV land. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.